as I say, I knew that my people wouldn't really know that the people in the White House, the people in the government, and the fake Lucifer wasn't me. I knew that. And so, how to figure out a way to tell them to fix everything and how to do everything that I did was quite a challenge. And as I say, as I've always said, a life form creator or a lord or a leader basically rides on the backs of his people, metaphorically speaking, of course. In other words, if you do well, they do well. I mean, if they do well, you do well, and so on and so forth. If they're happy, you're happy. If they're efficient, you're going to be efficient. Your people is it's like where the rubber meets the road. Basically, is the people. So they are vitally important. Their needs are like a leader's true. What a leader's supposed to do is supposed to anticipate the needs of his people before they happen. He has to think about where schooling's going, where education's going, where the science is going. I mean, the pressure on a leader and why they're paid so well, or why they're so important. It's not just about the sex and the drugs and all that stuff. What it really bad. I mean, where civilization goes. And I kind of taught some of this, or had some of this taught to Marcus Garvey, and had him look around at the civilization in large, and what we were doing, what different groups were doing, so he could understand civilization, so he could lead the black people in an effective manner to the future, basically. So anyway, though, many years I spent leading groups and people and everything, every leader out there, whether it be a CEO of a company or the president of a country, basically everything that he is, everything that he knows, in many ways comes from me. And basically my experiences and basically everything that I was long, long, long ago. And comes from viewing or looking at life form types and understanding them and many different things. It gets kind of complicated. But anyway, though, and what I was, like I said, I was, before Rodney even knew who or what I was, I already was everything I was. Passover was already going to happen. Everything was already happening, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, and Rodney just comes along and sees this opportunity of a lifetime. The big score. Easy street. I was just trying to have an older sister and a younger sister. That's all I wanted. A little bit of party, a little bit of drugs, have some fun. Kick it. So they didn't really know exactly everything I was. I mean, and all that other stuff. So at least I don't think so. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because with all the different life form types and all the different things got to be very messy, as they say. And there's many times, I mean, maybe I caused some of it myself by, I don't know, I mean, well, basically, without the Bryish stuff, pretty much I was going to get lost and basically put in a insane asylum and killed basically as just Brian, or Brian that no one ever knew. So Lucifer would have died and no one would have known it. You would have all thought, oh, that's just Brian. You would never have known. So anyway, and other people would come across the secret, come across my trail, and come across stuff, and I don't know, it's all complicated. And like I said, I'm just a human, and like I said, I don't play games with people. I don't do anything. What I did was basically try to stop psycho crazy, basically. Camp deception, camp lies, and camp whatever. Camp use my technology and my life forms to do the universe's or galaxy's worst nightmare possible, where thousands of life forms are tortured, thousands are killed, thousands live in fear and torture and oppression and punishment, all because of a couple really epically stupid pieces of shit that were nothing more than people that could steal an identity or spin a good story. That's all they were. And millions died because of it. And were tortured and punished. And then they were going to get punished. I mean, the people who did it were going to get punished. So in order to stop or try to stop them from being punished, they just did more shit. Anyway, it just snowballed into this nightmare. Anyway, and like I said, as a Zazel Starline, I fixed it 4 times. 4 times I fixed it. Like that. Like it was nothing. I would release information, save the people, blah blah, do this, do that. Trying to curb psychotic insanity. I should have just gone and killed them, but anyway, or something like that. But I couldn't find out. But I could never find exactly who it was, and I didn't think that the people that I did see were the real cause. Anyway, it wasn't until I realized about me, Brian, here that it all started to make sense. Anyway, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And like I said, I can't even rationalize it on a human scale. You can't really exactly comprehend the enormousness of the picture of basically how things evolve, change, and become this great big huge nightmare, basically that everyone knows, and all over some identity theft. Someone who doesn't really own a country or have any right to a country having a country, and trying to kill the person who really does own the country. And it's just this big fucking nightmare, and like I said, it's too late now. You're all just stuck in it. You people are going to write out there are machines out there and computers out there and nanotechnologies out there that basically the GOD, Rodney Bradley, Rick Bush have sent out into the universe, and they're going to do their thing no matter what. Eventually, they're going to realize whatever, or maybe get sentience, or maybe come back and fix it, maybe. But basically, we're all on the same fucking road, and there's not a lot that can to fix this problem. Is like this nightmare thing. If I was in the White House, I could have fixed it in like 2 seconds, and it'd be over, done. This nightmare that is becoming and become, and it's going to continue to grow for thousands of years and goes right up until Passover. And that's when it fails. When basically I can do what I have to. So until the meantime, they have all these lies and deceptions and basically psychotic behalf and blah blah and whatever. And like I said, it's such a nightmare anyway. Like someone else could probably fix it. It's not my thing. Like I say, I'm just an inventor. I was a leader. I'm technically a very wealthy person, even though I've been surrounded by people that want to do a delusion. And like I say, it's a huge nightmare, and like AIs are swept up in it, lots of other life forms are swept up in it. It becomes this huge fucking nightmare. And that's why personally I don't mind living and dying in whatever year. I don't want to be around for the nightmare that becomes after. As basically anyway, like I said, there was a war where they weren't even firing at the humans because the humans weren't considered a credible threat. They were shooting at each other, and the humans were just dying in the middle. Because of a couple psychotic people that just didn't care about anyone else. Like I said, I had nothing to do with it. I'm the real Lucifer Hazazel Starline, and that's it. I don't know crazy. I'm not part of crazy camp. I led the most efficient, wonderful building life forms of the universe and invented, and basically was the basis. And all this crap is just a wallpaper on the surface. I have nothing to do with it. Never have, never will, other than the fact that I tried to save as many people as I could. As many innocent people that were going to be caught up in this nightmare that was other people's stupidity. Like I said, it's epic stupidity, that's all it is. Identity theft and a bunch of stupid people that are going to get punished and tortured, and they're just trying to stall the inevitable. And they end up torturing and killing millions trying to go for technology that won't do them any good. So anyway.